Hello and welcome back to Timbers Flooring, and I'm on my way to sunny Felixstowe. Well, not so sunny really, really quite cold and windy, but yeah, I'm on my way to Felixstowe and I've got a 5-finger block parquet floor to do, so really quite good condition. They're almost finished their renovation of their house. They've had an extension done, and one of the last things to do is the floor. I'm on my way there, and the painting and architrave skirting boards. So I'm going to be doing this job without any skirting boards on, and some of the painting hasn't been finished as well. So I have said to the customer to make sure the painters cover up the floor really well when they come to do it. The customer has asked for a raw effect, and they want to see just a clear natural lacquer as well. So I'm going to do the two side by side as samples, and I'll get some video of this. I'll tell you exactly everything I'm doing as I'm going. Hopefully it will help you if you're going to do this yourself. And yeah, good luck, stick along, let's see how this goes. See you in a bit. So the first pass was done with a 60 grit, and it came off actually really quite easily and very quickly. The edges was done with a 100 grit, and I'm using ceramic heavyweight abrasives for the belt sander and for the discs for the edger. You'll come back to the edger later on and go over the edges again with 120 grit. You'll then move on back onto the belt sander, and I'm now using 100 grit just there. And now we've got the filler out. This floor is actually really quite good, not many things to fill, but by the two thresholds there was a gap between the floor and the threshold, and that needed to be filled in, and there was just a few other bits around the edges of the floor that also needed to be filled in. But other than that, it was actually a really good floor. Normally these finger block parquet floors need a full fill over the whole floor, but this one was in very sound condition, so it didn't need it at all. I'm using a Bonner mix and fill water-based filler, which is very low odour, and it takes just a little longer to dry than a spirit-based filler. And then once you've finished filling, just wipe off any excess, which I had there, so I just wiped it off. And now we're on to the finger sanding / file sanding. So if you're unsure what this is, this machine gets out all the corners, as you will see here right now. You don't have to use this machine. You can use a scraper or a multi-tool or a palm sander, anything will do. Now we're back onto the belt sander with 120 grit, and then the same again with the edger with 120 grit. Now the choice is yours at this point. I've chosen to use my Planetary sander. It just gives an awesome finish right at the end, just makes the floor very, very even all over. But you don't have to use this, you can just finish on the belt sander at 120 grit and you'll still get a very good finish. Pretty much 3 hours work. I started at 10 past 10, it's now 1:15. So 3 hours work has got me all the sanding done. I've just started doing the sample patches for the customer. So there's, I'll turn the camera around, just hold 1 minute. So here we go. They're obviously wet at the moment. We've got the invisible lacquer that's gone on there, and the basic clear lacquer just there. Obviously you can't see much difference at the moment. Once it dries, there should be. So we will see. Let's put the fan on. Let's get them drying, and I'll come back in a minute and show you what it looks like. Right, here we go. Here's the two samples. They've dried off now. I've just stopped the fan. So left is Loba Invisible 2K, and the right is Morel's XL1. As you can see, this is almost, well, as it says, invisible. I mean, it's ever so slight difference in different lights. You can see, yeah, there we go. You can see quite a difference now, but it's still this Loba Invisible 2K is still so much lighter than the normal Morel's XL1. That's really good to see. It's quite an impressive product, really. Customers over the moon with, look, that there, you can't even see it's on the floor there. So that's good. So that is the one that the customer's chosen. The Loba Invisible 2K is what the customer's chosen. That's what they want, that's what they're going to get. I'm going to now sand them sample patches off and then get ready to put the first coat on. Okay, 2 coats of Invisible 2K, only 2 coats, 2 nice thick coats with a cut in between after the first coat. I'll tell you that as we go, but yeah, really impressed, really good.
So I just thought I'd point out that there is quite a difference in cost between them two lacquers. So there was a difference in the price of the job, depending which one they chose. So that is now all the sanding done. We just vacuum up very, very thoroughly, and now we're ready for the first coat of lacquer. So here we go, here's my applicator. It's a microfiber roller, medium pile, and a paint pad, and 2K Invisible Protect. It's Loba. Excellent stuff, and that is the hardener which you add to it. So I chose to start lacquering at one side of the room, get to the middle, and then start lacquering the other side of the room, which you'll see in a second. There we go. And then work my way out the door in the middle of the room. You don't have to do it this way. It's all personal preference. That's what I did on the first coat here.
Right, this is the next day. The first coat has fully dried. And it's come up really well. You can see some slight different markings just here, just there. That's just some lapping marks, but once I use the edging machine, the buffing machine, and denib the floor, that should all come in and be a lot more homogeneous once the next coat goes on. The floor's come up ever so slightly rough. It's really not that bad, but it just does have a few little hairs on it. So I'm going to go over the whole floor now with the buffing machine, with a very, very fine mesh screen grit on it, and that should make the floor really smooth. And then a good vacuum up, and then apply the second coat nice and liberally. But yeah, coming up very, very nicely, and very happy with how it's gone. Right, thanks everyone for tagging along. Like I said, I've just got the buffing to do with the buffing machine right now. I'll put that on time lapse, and you can see the rest of the video. But from me, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.
So if you don't have a buffing machine like what I do here, you can just get on your hands and knees and rub the floor down with 120 grit piece of sandpaper, very, very lightly, and then do exactly what I'm doing here, hoovering up after you've done, and that should be adequate. Off you go again with the exact same product and the exact same roller and paint pad. Apply it liberally, evenly, and you can see this time I started from the left hand side of the room and worked all the way out to the right hand side to avoid them lapping marks that happen in the first coat. And then you'll be left with something like this. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you for the next one. Timbers Flooring,